Hello. Amazing.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Having a good, productive morning so far. But I was really looking forward to our conversation. So thanks for having me.
Of course. A welcome back one, is it, to be honest, because you're one of the first ones.
Yes, but I just sent in the video. It's nice to actually talk to you. I'd say in person, live. It's good to talk to you actually live.
Likewise. Are you in it again? I know, but I forgot.
I did my first vertical. Trying to remember. I think it was sort of like mid 2024, if I'm remembering correctly. Yes.
Ooh. Also.
Yeah, so about 2 years.
Yeah. Is that like your setup where you always film like your self tapes in the background?
Yeah, that's what that is exactly. It's where all the magic happens. I got my tripod and my 2 light rings. That I'm gonna be setting up literally right after this phone call.
I like that. Yeah, but I have been watching verticals now for 3 years. My fan page since now more than a year.
Nice.
Yeah, it's more like an interview page now.
Yeah, which I love. I was listening to your talk with Nick earlier. He had some great things to say, but I love the questions that you ask of people.
Thank you. A few you will recognize then from that conversation.
Perfect. Then I'm prepared.
But since it's been a while since you were a guest on my interview podcast, can you maybe introduce yourself for people who not know you? Because I think there are still a lot of people that don't know you.
Yeah, no, I feel like I'm still just breaking in, which is exciting. So hello, I am Aislinn Evans. I originally grew up in New Hampshire, and I started dancing when I was really, really young. So that's really my main background. That brought me kind of all over, like during the summers, and then I went to college, training in contemporary ballet out in San Francisco. And then after that, as soon as I graduated, I moved to New York City. I was there for a little while. I was modeling. I fell into some commercial work. That's when I then started acting. And then only a few short months ago, I moved to LA. And I have been a full-time actor now for, I would say getting close to 2 years now.
Yeah, you're moving series on your Instagram. I really like it.
Oh, I'm so glad. I had such a good time editing that together. I mean, I would do that cross-country drive again in a heartbeat. It was gorgeous.
Yeah, because you were driving with your own car, right?
Sorry?
You were driving yourself, right? From where you were first to LA.
I drove from New Hampshire because I moved out of my apartment in New York and went up to my parents' place in New Hampshire for a quick stop there before moving cross country. And so I drove straight from New Hampshire all the way across the country to LA over the course of 5 days. And I did it by myself, which kind of freaked my parents out a little bit. But I was so excited for it and I loved it and it went really, really well. And again, I would totally do that. I would do it again easily.
Did you have a favorite memory from doing that?
Honestly, there was just the whole thing was so incredible. Being able to watch the landscape change so gradually, but eventually you get to a certain area, you're like, I've never even seen the land like this. And it really shows you just how how big and diverse our country, the United States, really is. I would say my favorite state was New Mexico. I had never been there before. It's called the Land of Enchantment, and I think that is so incredibly accurate. Like, just looking out, you're driving on these roads where, like, literally it's just two lanes, one going in each direction, and it's just straight all the way to the horizon. And you're just driving and you're surrounded by mesas. Oh, it was magical. It was magical. It makes me want to do more Westerns.
That's a question that I have for later also. um, can you maybe share a little fun fact about yourself?
Fun fact. See, and this is why I'm glad that I watched one of your videos earlier, because I heard you ask this question. I went, "Ooh, what would my answer be?" I would say I am a total like trivia nerd. I love trivia. I'm actually gonna go to a trivia like pub quiz tonight. There's one in Burbank, and it's usually always like movie related, so I extra love that. But like, I grew up in this family where we are very trivia oriented. Like, we'll just read, like, you know, the game Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah,
We'll just like take the cards and ask each other the questions. Like, no actual game involved, just who can get it right. So yeah, I'm filled with random fun facts.
that's fun. That sounds really fun to do. Have you always wanted to pursue acting when you were younger, or did you have other dreams?
I had other dreams. I thought I was going to be a professional dancer. So I've always been a performer. And when I look back, I know that what was really pulling me was that performance aspect. And so, I mean, I started dancing when I was 6 years old, and it hit. Like, ever since then, I was just obsessed. And it wasn't until I got to college when I was like, the realities of this as a career and just the journey I've had with it, that's a whole other conversation. But the short version of the story is it just wasn't as artistically fulfilling for me anymore. And I knew what that felt like to be artistically fulfilled. And I was like, well, I gotta find that again. And so I had naturally fallen into the modeling thing, which is what I continued doing, but it wasn't quite right. And again, I still felt like I was getting pulled towards something. And everyone, like, even when I was dancing, would tell me, like, you should try acting. But dancing takes up your entire life. So there was no time for me to try that. And so I finally signed up for my first class in New York. And it was literally the first class where I went, oh, this is all I ever want to do anymore. And so then it shifted. Then I was like, okay, I'm gonna like really put all my chips in on this one.
Yeah. How did verticals came on your path?
How did I get into verticals?
Yeah.
Okay, so I one of the first real acting projects that I was lucky enough to do was a play in New York. It was Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing. I got to be Beatrice, which I loved. And it was during that span of the play that I got my first like true manager. I had a manager before that, but he had at that point actually become my agent. But I got a manager, and she really is the one who like kicked off my career. So I got that during the play. And it was during then that I was starting to do these first auditions, and I ended up literally the last weekend of this play. So I was looking at it going, "Oh my god, what am I going to do?" Like, I I've been working on this for 2 months and now it's going to be over. When am I going to act again? And literally the last weekend of the play, I booked this project, and I at this point had no idea what verticals were. They also were only just starting to arrive production wise into New York, because they first landed in LA. And So I didn't have any acting friends who were doing them either. And so I go, and my first ever one, it was called Sinful Attractions, and it was on Candy Jar. And I will say, of all vertical platforms, they are probably the least traditional vertical. So I had a different sort of introduction to it. But when I got on set and I saw like we were filming vertically, I was like, oh, that's interesting. But okay, whatever. Like, this is my first lead role. I am so excited. And so we did it. And it was during that project that I then booked the next one, which was very much like a typical vertical, but I had made the mistake of not reading the script before accepting it because I was so busy and I was so excited. And so then when I finished that project and I'm prepping for the next one, I'm reading through. And again, at this point, I have no idea what the traditional vertical is like. And so I'm reading it and I'm like, wait, she gets drugged for a third time? Like, what's going on? Why are we throwing money on people? Like, I just didn't get it. And that was when I went, okay, I need to like dig into these. And so that's when I really started exploring it. I was like, oh, now I guess. Now I understand what this world is. But it was just funny that it took me like 2 whole projects before I realized what it was that I was getting into.
That's funny. No, where did I was? Um, do you have any specific thing you do when you arrive on set before filming?
Ooh, yes. I I have a very specific like morning routine that I do whenever I'm on a project. Um like I really really stick to it because being on set, it's so chaotic and you are constantly getting pulled in like a million different directions. There is no time really for yourself. And so I need to make sure that it's like that morning's the only time that I have that I can actually like control. So I make sure that I get everything done that's going to set me up. I would say the most important thing that I do is make sure that I meditate every single morning. Um, I try to do it all the time, not just when I'm on set, but I am very strict about it when I am working on set because it helps ground me and it helps my mental health. It's just one of those things where I'm like, no matter how the scenes go, no matter what chaos happens, like I am grounded, I am centered, and I'm going to be able to deliver. That's like the biggest thing. And then coffee.
um, what is one of your most memorable moments on the vertical set?
Ooh, there are so many. I've been really lucky, honestly, with the projects that I've been able to work on. Um, and so there are a couple that jump out, but I have to say the one that like keeps coming back for me for like, oh, that was such an incredible experience was Lassoed by a Cowboy's Love. We were filming it out in Atlanta. It was technically my second lead role because the first one was The Sinful Attractions, which was my first vertical ever. But after that, I'd only been doing villains. So it was my first lead for real short, first project to fly me out. And then we're filming on these gorgeous ranches in Atlanta. And I think the biggest highlight of that was there was this moment where we were filming with the horse. Her name was Stella, and I'm out there barefoot. It was actually really cold while we were filming in Atlanta. So I'm standing there shivering, standing on gravel in bare feet. And I just remember like looking around me at the whole set of the whole crew, this horse, and I was like, I love this. Like I'm standing on gravel and shivering, and I love this. So yeah.
Since you already talk about that one, there was a question that I had about it. It was funny because I wrote down, I know you like the cowboy one, Are you hoping to do more roles like these?
Yes, I one of my like top acting like wish list items is to do more westerns, whether that is a vertical or not. Like I would dream project would be able to be like to work on a period western. I would be down for any time frame western, but like a period western of like the Wild West. I would love that. That is like top of my wish list. Um but yeah, I would also. Oh, I'm like, it's so funny. Travis and I have maintained like being friends since we worked on that. And he, like, last month just worked on like two cowboy ones in a row. And I was texting him, like, I'm so jealous of you right now. I want to get back into cowboy ones. So I'm happy for him that he was able to do more. But I'm like, oh, I want those.
Yeah. Mm, I think I'm also gonna know what you're gonna say about this one. But if you could choose a character you would love to play, like a vertical character that you would love to play for like multiple seasons.
So I bet you're expecting me to say Madison from Cowboy, but I'd actually say Isabella from Marriage Deal on Drama Pops.
That was the second
It,
one that I thought you were
that was
saying.
okay. You were thinking that one as well. She's just, for one, I mean, that was another like top project for me. Like, I am so happy with the way that it came out. I mean, the team out, we filmed that in Turkey. Like the team out there, Palm Films is amazing. Drama Pops, I think, is doing some really, really
Mhm.
great stuff. And so, it's such a gift in this vertical space to be given a script that like just has a bit more depth than other like traditional format verticals, which I'm not going to sit here and say one is better than the other, but there was something about that was really, really satisfying. And I loved how strong she was. I know a lot of the community is asking for more strong female characters. I feel like she's a perfect example of that, but while still also having this complexity because she had this undercurrent of trauma that she was working through, but she was going to be stronger than it. And like, there are just pieces of her that I discovered through like building her and getting to play her that I was like, I want to be more like her. Like, I want to take pieces from her and be more like her. I wish I could talk to men the way that she talks to men.
Me too.
Yeah.
Now, since you're already we're talking about marriage deal, how do you decompress when stories like are little heavier?
Yeah. So this is a very good thing for actors to be aware of, especially female vertical leads, because you are constantly going through, like, your character is constantly going through traumatic things, being abused, crying a lot. For example, my last project that I just finished, there was literally one day on set where I was crying. My character was crying
Yeah.
from the top of the day to the end of the day. I was literally crying all day. Um, and to you have to be careful. You have to make sure that you are taking care of yourself emotionally and that you're not going to a spot that you can't come out of. And so the way I like to, sorry, this is going to get a little like artsy fartsy here in this answer, but the way I like thinking about it is, because you have to go to a certain emotional place and you have to like find your way into it, like finding through whatever way works for you as an actor. For me, it's sort of like, I know I have certain triggers and I'm sort of figuring it out. I utilize music a lot, so I usually have music going in my head that's like kind of helping set that tone, and I find my way. And then it's like, once you find it, it's almost like a rope that you're able to sort of like follow down, like like deep divers, like if you
Yeah.
follow this rope down, you need to make sure you still have that rope and you can still pull on it and it's still up at the surface so that when you are done, you can follow that rope back out of it. Um, and something that can really help me in that again is music. I use I use music a lot in my process. I think that comes from my dance background. But I have specific playlists that I know, like, okay, as soon as I'm done with the scene, I have delivered what I need to do. I can come out of this emotional place. I can like drop it. Sometimes I will literally like do that on set, be like, whoo, like I'm physically dropping that, shake it off, put in the happier music to like pull myself out of it. I will also always have dark chocolate with me if I feel I need a little bit of that. But then on top of all of it, sorry, this is a long answer.
No, it's okay.
On top of all of that, I do think there's a certain element of like once I hit, because it can be hard to do these emotional scenes. And so when you're done and you've delivered it and you've done like a good job, you sort of get that boost of like, yeah, I did a good job. And so that in itself can help you ride out of it. Um, but you have to make sure that you are taking care of yourself and not going too deep.
And if you don't want to answer this, that's also really fine. But if you did you ever had like that you accidentally took like the heavier part on like your emotional state home with you, if you know what I mean?
I think I think you always have a little residue of the character left on you no matter what.
Mhm.
Especially when you're working on these projects, especially when you're working on projects that fly you to location, because then you're not even necessarily going home, you're going back to the apartment or hotel that you're living in. And so you're just sort of like in that world the whole time. So even though I might be clocking out of fully being that character, there's always like a little bit of a like handshake residue left. Um, and so there are some days where it's harder to leave it all on set, especially if it was like, let's say you did a lot of emotional scenes that were heavier, but then also some really frustrating things just happened on set because like it's chaotic, it happens. Then it can be harder. There was one day, again, on this past project that I just did, I think it was the day where I was literally crying all day. I got home and I texted someone that was like, "Hey, are you free to FaceTime?" Like I just need someone to talk to for a little bit to like get out of this. Um, but I wouldn't say there's ever been a moment where like I really can't shake something. I haven't reached that point, luckily.
No. Okay. Um, I noticed that I'm asking my question like really randomly in out of
You can go in
order.
whatever order you want.
How do you prepare for your roles in general?
Yeah, so um it depends on how much time we have. So sometimes we get these scripts days before we are on set. I'm always asking them, like, please, can you send me, like, I will sign any NDA you want. Like, just send me whatever version of the script you have right now so that I can, start the process at all. For me, it's got to read through it and figure out, like, okay, what are my initial sort of like gut reactions to who this character is, what drives her. There's the within acting, there's always the what's your character's objective, right? So there's usually some sort of underlying like big truth to your character. You try to find that immediately. I really like to journal when I'm building out a character. So it'll usually start when I'm journaling, it'll start as me sort of taking notes and sort of saying, oh, she does this, she does that. And eventually, as I'm journaling, I try to really push myself quickly into writing as like I statements, like I am this, I am that, because you were writing as the character. Then really diving into my relationship with the other characters. Both what is actually in the script, but then what about the history? What about everything that came before what we are seeing right now? Because that's all going to inform everything that happened. Is that in the script? If not, what is, and what can I then imagine out and build out? And then from there, my biggest thing, it was back to music. I make a playlist for every single one of my characters. And that will be different for each one. Sometimes it's what I think she would listen to. Most of the time, it's I know the emotion and the vibe and the feel that I have for this character and what this story is bringing. And that's what's going to be this playlist. Sometimes it'll be like, depending on the story, sometimes it's like all the different emotional beats sort of laid out in different songs. But what I love is it's something that I can then put in my ear while I'm sitting in the makeup chair. And it really helps me just like settle into, okay, who is she? What's the vibe? What's the feel? What's the emotion? All of that.
Do you have, for example, for Chloe, example of a song you listen to?
Yeah, they change for every single one.
Yeah.
There are some songs that I'll always go back to, like specifically, I have actually a playlist just titled Loss. That's for whenever I have those heightened emotions of feeling that loss. One song I've been really using for that one, beautiful song by this artist named Halfway, called the song is Deep End. And it's beautiful, but it's so sad when you listen to the lyrics. Um, I use a lot of classical because I think like classical can evoke
Yeah.
a lot. I have lately been turning to a lot more like cinematic stuff. Um, there's one song that I've used a lot for like when characters have that sort of that pull of when it's like that look across the room and like everyone else disappears. Um, there's a song from the first season of Bridgerton. It's an original one called We Should or We Could Form an Attachment. And it is gorgeous. It is so beautiful. Like you listen to it, it's just like yearning as a song. It's beautiful. So yeah, it really depends on the character and the emotion in it, but I like to use it honestly as an excuse to like discover new music too.
That's true. Yeah. That's where the was. What is something you want to see more in the vertical space?
More strong female
Yeah.
leads, like really strong, badass women. I know the community has been asking for that, and I do see more of that happening. Um, but I love playing those. I know the audience loves them. They're very satisfying. That doesn't mean bad things don't happen to them, but the way that they handle it is different. And I love that. I would
Yeah,
love to see more.
I agree. Um, what makes you want to say yes to a project?
Ooh, one is just I'm so thankful for any opportunity that wants me on set. But I will say I've lately been finding myself being a bit pickier. Usually I'm pickier more at like the audition stage of things. Like if I get the audition sides and it's just like the most ridiculous, unjustified violence, I like it really just doesn't sit well in my stomach. That's not to say that I won't do ones that are violent, because I mean they are verticals. They there's a lot of that. It's hard. It's kind of impossible to avoid entirely. But there's some where I'm just like, why are we literally tossing a baby and saying we're gonna kill it? Like, why is that a thing? I don't really want to do that. Like, my soul can't handle that. And that is absolutely no judgment to any of the actors who do participate in those, like, at all. I just, for me, there's certain lines, and I didn't know what they were necessarily before going into this, but I have been finding them. Same with like, obviously, verticals are very romance heavy, which I love. Um, but there are certain levels of the sexual element of it.
Yeah.
And I have definitely found where my lines are for that of I don't really want to do that script. It's a little too intense for me. For me, I feel like those intimacy scenes need to really be serving a purpose of actually moving the plot forward and not just there for clickbait or shock value.
Yeah, there are quite a few of them.
And I do want to specify again, there I have no shame towards any actors who do those,
Mm,
like at all. I just everyone has different boundaries. I mean, I know actors who look at the boundaries I have set and go, "Oh my god, I would never do that." I'm like, "That's fine. Totally fine." Like you do what you are comfortable with.
yeah, indeed. Uh, mm, I don't have to ask because you answered that in one sentence. um, does an outfit to help? Does an outfit helps you get more into character?
Totally. Yes. I Yes. The ones that I've actually enjoyed the most have also been the ones with like the best just crew overall, but that definitely includes like the wardrobe artists because I mean, clothes are a form of expression. Makeup and hair is a form of expression. And so, when I'm building a character, unfortunately, we don't have time to do these like hair and makeup tests or fittings far in advance. Like it's kind of happening like first day on set. If you get a fitting, it's happening like the day before. And so there have been times where like I have pictured the character a certain way in my head, and then I get there and the hair and the makeup and the costumes are like completely different. I'm like, okay, this changes who the character is. It really does. But for sure the outfit influences the character. It's part of them, it's part of who the character that it is a visual art. We are in a visual medium, and obviously hair, makeup, and wardrobe
Yeah.
are a big part of that.
Did you have a favorite outfit you wore?
Oh, oh, yes, but I can't talk about it because it was in the one that I just finished.
Of the ones that are out?
Of the ones that are out, let's see. There are a couple. That's why I'm pausing because there have been so many. Like I love any time I get to wear a gown. So like any of the godforsaken banquet scenes. I know everyone's like, no more banquet scenes, but I love getting to wear a pretty dress. Honestly, I really, really enjoyed again, we're gonna talk about cowboy. I loved there were a lot of really fun ones in the cowboy project. There was honestly actually it was the corset that's on the poster. It's like
Yeah.
this green, like strapless corset. Loved. I've like tried to track down where that corset is from and like buy it myself, but I can't find it. If
We
anyone
will edit it.
knows where to find it, please tell me.
I will edit that one in so people can see what you mean.
Yeah. Like, okay. Yes, thank you. So they know which corset I'm talking about. Yeah, it was beautiful. It kept sliding down as strapless corsets do, but like it looked so good.
And you are everywhere in that show too. Like in a home, outside,
Oh yeah.
like everywhere.
Yeah. It's one of the reasons that I liked it so much is because it was so many fun, interesting locations. It's like, oh, I get to be in a barn today. That's cool.
Literally, my dream life is to own a farm.
Oh, I love that. Would it be like plants, vegetables, and animals, or is it mostly animals?
all of it.
All of it. Yeah,
Like
I feel you on that.
happy little family life on a farm. That's my
Oh,
dream goal.
very hard work, but very, I don't know, simple doesn't seem right because it's not simple. It's hard work, but it's more peaceful, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's less complicated.
that's why I really like the cowboy one.
That's what you really like about what?
That's why I really like the cowboy one because he literally
Oh,
has that.
yes. I honestly think that's partially why I like the westerns too. It is this sort of like romanticized,
Yeah,
pared down life.
yeah. Mm. What is your dream destination to film?
Ooh, ooh, ooh. I don't even know because like literally this time last year I had only ever filmed in the United States and now I've filmed in
Turkey.
2 other countries. Like I didn't even know hadn't even thought that I could do that. I would love to go back to Turkey, honestly. That was incredible. Istanbul is such a beautiful city. Um I mean, if I could film anywhere, I think it would be amazing to have an excuse to film in like Italy, like on a Tuscan hillside. Like,
There was a vertical film there, so it can happen.
yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure they have filmed over there. I mean, I know that they're filming. It's starting to pop up everywhere. I know that they filmed in Spain. They're filming in London. They're filming in Istanbul. Um,
Australia.
yeah, it's amazing. I would love. I mean, I just love traveling, so I would be happy pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
Just get to see new things.
hmm What would you advise yourself when you just started doing verticals?
Ooh, go all in, like immediately. It didn't take me long, but there was a moment. I think it was after like the third one where I was like, do I want to do these? Because there is an element for actors when they first get to know what verticals are. There's this fear of like, is this going to give me a bad reputation
Yeah.
within the acting world? Very happy to say I do not think that is the case. Really just do good work, like stand behind the work that you do. Um but so there was a moment where I told my manager, I was like, hey, maybe like stop submitting me for these. It wasn't long, but looking at it now, I'm like, no, 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 no. Gotta go for it immediately. Immediately. Yeah. Just do good work. That's it. That's it. That's it. Just do good work.
How many have you done so far? Do you know that?
Yes, I literally I counted just the other day because I wasn't sure. I've done 15 at this point.
Cool. That's
Yeah. Which is crazy to me because that's actually a low number for most vertical actors. I know people who are like, I stopped counting after the high 20s. I'm like, oh God, okay.
you're close to 20 now.
Hmm. Be there hopefully soon.
You meant like 15 in total that you have done, or 15 released ones?
Oh no, 15 in total. So that includes 2 that aren't out yet.
Ooh, so people have new shows coming hopefully soon.
Yes, I know one was supposed to come out this week and they pushed it a month. So it'll be coming out like mid-April. And then the other one, I don't know when it's going to come out because it's the first one that I've done that has like visual effects that need to be edited in. And that means that it'll take longer because usually these come out like a month after you finish them.
Yeah.
But because that one requires a lot more editing in post, they said it's going to take longer and I don't know how long that's going to be. So
Ooh. Yeah, that's true. I have seen one from Meg that I saw her filming like last month, and it's coming out like in a week.
The fastest one I've ever done literally came out in 3 weeks.
That's great.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, wait, this is already out? Like, it surprised me. I woke up that morning and I was like, wait, how is this already out?
Which one was that?
That was Chasing My Frozen Wife, which was
Yeah.
which was a recreation of one almost shot for shot. So I think that's why the editing was so fast, is because they already knew exactly how it was getting edited together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that one. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That one was a fun. That was my first one in LA. They actually flew me out to LA. It was literally on that set. I like jokingly said, I think I need to move to LA. And then by the next day I was like, shit, I need to move to LA. I was literally on that set where I made the decision.
That must be a special memory then.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Um, if you have to recommend one of your verticals to a fan that might not know you or just learns about verticals just now, which one would you recommend?
I would probably say Marriage Deal. I'm just so happy with the way that one turned out, and it definitely starts more like a traditional vertical, but it I would I've marked it in my head as at episode 12 it shifts and it goes into more of like a rom-com movie. And I'm so happy with the way that one came out. So I would definitely recommend that one.
Yeah. Um, I think you already kind of answered this one. Um, did you learn something about one of your characters in the middle of filming?
Oh, always. You're always discovering new things about your character, especially because we get these scripts relatively so last minute. I mean, I'm lucky if I'm getting a full week to work on a character. So that means that, by the time you're filming, you're getting another week to work on them. And so you're kind of discovering something along the way, or you're not really getting to work with your scene partner beforehand, and like that's going to be influencing it as well. And so there might be something where you're in the middle of a scene and you have this light bulb go off. You're like, oh, that just made sense to me. I'm trying to think if there's a specific example, but I think it's just your character is just constantly evolving in these, that it's constant, really.
And if you have to pick one of your vertical characters to, or did I ask this already? Wait.
I think uh yeah, because you're expecting me to say Madison, but I was saying
Oh, yeah,
Isabella
that
from
was it.
Marriage Deal.
Yeah. Then, um, no, wait. If you could step into any existing TV show or movie, which one would you pick?
Bridgerton. I would have to get an English accent real quick, but oh my god. I love that show. Um yeah, Bridgerton, which is funny because I just said that one of my dream projects would be to do a western. Maybe I should say Yellowstone, but no, I just love Bridgerton so much. It's all about love. And I will say, unpopular opinion, I think the first season is the best season. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but that I will stand strong on that. I think that was the best one.
You were pretty quick in answering that.
I've definitely daydreamed about being on Bridgerton before, so.
I get that, especially if you like a show so much. I have that with The Vampire Diaries.
Oh, which one?
The Vampire Diaries.
I've been rewatching that lately. That's so funny.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's another good one.
that's my like from the normal TV shows. my comfort watch.
Yeah, I can totally see that. You know, it's funny. As I'm rewatching it, I'm like, there are some plot lines in here that are kind of vertical coded.
Yeah, true.
Like, it's funny. It's funny how that works.
Like I made a comment about the love triangle. There are sometimes so many love triangles and verticals.
Oh yeah. I wish the platforms were willing to push the love triangle a little bit more because I think the way that they usually write them, it's like you as the viewer know which guy is gonna win. Like
Yeah.
you know, it's so clear. They make it clear from the very beginning. And that is part of the vertical experience because there's something satisfying about knowing how something is going to end. There's something comforting about that. But I feel like in these I was talking with my co-stars about this on the last one that I was on. Um, the way it's written sometimes it's like, okay, we know that you're writing this as a love triangle, but we know which one's going to win, and the like other guy isn't really putting up any fight. Like, give him a little bit of fight. Give him a little bit of fight.
I don't know if you know this, but Haley Lorelai,
Yes.
short ones has that, in my
Oh, there
opinion.
definitely are ones
But
that do it well, but it just feels like a majority of the time they kind of shy away. They're like, yeah, we want the love triangle, but we're not really going to give it a lot of weight. And it's like, oh, but if you just let them, it
that's
would add more tension. Add more tension.
that's my from all the love triangles. That's my favorite one.
You should send it to me so that I can watch it because I love knowing which ones everyone else loves watching.
It's on App Shorts.
I'm not even sure if I have that one. Oh wait, yes I do. Yes, I have that one.
It's on App Shorts.
Gotcha. I'll look it up.
I can also send it to you if you want.
Maybe, just so I don't forget which one it is.
I will.
Thank you.
Where did I was? Yeah. Looking back on the projects you have done so far, on which one are you the proudest, or do you have the most special memories on with?
I think Marriage Deal. Yeah. It's funny because I'm like, oh, I've done 15 and I'm really only talking about two of them. Um, but no, I mean, first of all, getting to film in Istanbul, Turkey was very much a pinch me moment. Um, I mean, we would be filming and I'd look outside and I'm like, wow, there's a gorgeous mosque just right there. And I'm just on set filming. This is wild. This is so cool. Um, so the memories on set were amazing. Also, the projects that I love the most have been the ones where the crew, you can just tell everyone loves what they're doing.
Yeah.
That makes such a big difference. And the crew in Istanbul was definitely that. I mean, everyone did an incredible job. Um, and then on top of that, I was really happy with the work that I was able and allowed to do on that one. So overall, yeah. Also, the fact that they film both vertically and horizontally. So I actually have like horizontal footage from that one, which for an actor is really important to get.
Yeah. There's, by the way, also a Flash married question coming, so
Yes.
I had to include that because that's my favorite one from you. But
You know what? I'm actually kind of sad I haven't mentioned that one more.
you still can. I'm not finished yet.
Yay.
Um, what is the thing you hope, like outsiders, so people that are not in the vertical space, will realize more about verticals?
Oh, great question. Um, I am so excited watching the rest of the world slowly catch on to the legitimacy of this sector
Mhm.
of the world. Like, because people who know about it and are like either in the community of actually like enjoying watching them or in the community of making them, like we see how much they're growing. We see the impact they're already making and like easily projecting how much they're just going to continue growing and how it's just going to keep getting better. And it's kind of, it's a whole new sector of storytelling. I mean, I would say, and this is kind of bold, but I will stand behind it. I would say that like vertical storytelling, micro dramas are as revolutionary to like the storytelling industry as when the TV was introduced. Because before that, the only way you could watch movies was going to the theater and like literally seeing it on a big wall. And then all of a sudden, TVs were brought into the home. And now this is a new screen that people can watch on. And it's so funny because then when TV acting started, the industry told actors, no, don't do that. It's going to harm your career. It's not real acting. And then it became TV. And I would argue that's exactly what's happening. We just have now this new screen that's our phone. So I don't think it's going to be taking from any area of the market. It's creating its own. So I am just so excited for it to become so much more of like a household understanding. And they are slowly creeping in. I think we're going to see it within the next few years.
Yeah, I agree with this. It's funny. My friends here around me just started realizing what they are.
See, I wanted to, I have a couple questions I've been flagging that I want to ask you at the end. And one of them was going to be like, what do people like? Is this popular in the Netherlands? Are you just like one person, or is there like more of a common knowledge of them?
I know there's another uh, girl on Instagram that has a fan page that is from the Netherlands.
So yeah, it is. It's really individual
but,
still, isn't it?
but
Yeah.
next to that, not so much.
Yeah. Honestly, that's still kind of how it feels here, even. Like a lot of my friends only know about it because I'm doing them, you
Yeah.
know? So it's still growing. We're the trailblazers over here. Look at us go.
But there are more people like coming also from the Netherlands. I have seen that.
Maybe we'll start filming over there.
Ooh, I would
That would be cool.
love to see you guys film here. That would be great.
That would be really fun.
Um, what is your main goal this year?
Ooh. Great question. Main goal. I have so many goals. So the reason I'm pausing is I'm like, which is my main goal?
Or just goals in general? What do you want to share?
Okay, so I mean, I want to do one of my goals is to do another like feature film, so not a vertical. Also to do my first like actual TV show, which might be happening and I can't talk about it. Um, and also, honestly, because this is my first full year in LA, to just really by the end of the year feel very settled and like secure and roots planted now that I'm here. Not just because I mean, you kind of have that feeling of moving anywhere, even if you're moving to just a different apartment in the same city. But to have literally moved all the way across the country, I've never lived in a place that like doesn't have seasons. That is weird to me. So I'm adjusting. Even San Francisco had like a warm season and a colder season. You know, LA, it's just
What?
gorgeous all the time, and I'm not used to it. But so I guess to feel settled and to have just to have enjoyed acting along the way. I could get breakdown. I have a lot of like very specific, like tangible goals, but I don't want to bore on numbers. I get number oriented.
Oh yeah, I can relate to that.
Not a bad way to be.
No, not not at all. This one I already asked. I don't know if you have a setback, but if you do, what's in your setback? What is something you always take to set?
Yes, I do have a set bag. I have an entire kit of undergarments because I mean, we never necessarily know what we are going to be in. And so you don't know what is going to be required. So, for example, like you don't want, like, I have a little bra strap poking out here. Like, you wouldn't want this on set. You would need then a strapless option. I have a lot of different things that stick to me in this general area. Lots of different solutions to that. Also, different colored like spandex shorts. I'm always wearing shorts on set. Um, it's important. I mean, one, because you got to get mic'd. So you're going to have to like be lifting that skirt up. You know, like there's just lots of reasons to have this stuff. And like when you are on a really like professional prepared set, like wardrobe, or if you're filming an intimacy scene, the intimacy coordinator will have that stuff for you, but you can never guarantee that they will. And so I like having my own versions and sets of all of them. And it has been incredibly helpful and important. Oh, also a pair of slippers so that I can take off my heels and slip into slippers and walk around set because otherwise my feet will die by the end of the day.
I get that if you like walk in heels a lot, and I think you do a
Yes.
lot.
Yes. I mean, most of the time, women in these are almost always put in heels. Like, yes, you'll have the sneaker and flats occasionally, but most of my characters have been very heel centric, which I love. I love wearing heels. I can survive in them for a very, very long time. But especially when they're not your own, they're not broken in, and especially when you're just standing in them, that is the worst. Walking in them is better than just standing in them. um, so it is important for me to have those slippers. Otherwise, I'll be very unhappy by the end of the day.
Yeah. I, is there anyone you would love to work with, like in the vertical space or just in general, actor?
Oh my God. I mean, there's so many. There's just so much talent out there. I What's unfortunate is there's so many wonderful, strong female actors that I don't think I'll ever get to work with within the vertical space because we're all just competing for the same role, and so either they will do it or I will do it and the other goes off on a different one. I was very lucky that I got to work with Meg Bush on one
Mhm.
that isn't out yet. But it was great because we basically had three female leads. Like it wasn't the traditional structure of the good guy, the bad guy. And so that was lovely. She was amazing.
Maggie.
And so I would love to be able to work with her again. But I don't know if that will ever happen. But uh, my head is just spinning with so many. I would absolutely love to. This is more of the swinging for the fences answer, but we'll make it happen. Um, I would love to work with Reese Witherspoon's production company, Sunshine Production. I love what she's doing with like female centric stories. I just love her in general. I would like kill to be able to be on a set to watch like Emma Stone work, um, or Andrew Garfield or
Yeah.
Florence Pugh. Like there are all of these actors that I look up to where I'm just like, I would love to just watch you work. If I could work with you, I would die and have to come back to life. Like
don't do that. This one I also already asked. Do you have a different approach when you do like good girls and next to villains?
Honestly, no. Um, I think the only real difference that could be there is within the villains whenever you're playing a character with like inherent very obvious flaws. There's a saying, don't judge your character. Because the thing is, like, every human being believes that they are a good person.
True.
Like they are doing the thing, like they think they are right. That is why they are doing the things that they are doing. So whether they are, when you take the step back and look at it, whether they are the hero or the villain, they are still acting from that same place of, I think this is the right thing to do. Now, the reason behind it is going to be different, and that influences then why they do the things that they do. And so I think the only difference is just making sure to be conscious of that when working on a villain, of like, don't judge them. Don't judge them. You have to agree with their decisions. I mean,
Yeah.
agree as in like figure out your way of like justifying it within like their brain,
Understand maybe the correct word.
Sorry?
Understand. I think maybe you mean like understand what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, understand what they're doing. Um, you have to understand their justification and
Yeah.
like why they justify it in that way. Because typically there are things that have happened. I mean, we are all a mix of nature versus nurture, right? So what maybe happened in their life that damaged them? What trauma have they been through that then leads them to act in the way that they do? Why are they doing that? Is it because of a fear of abandonment? Is it because they lost this when they were younger, or like they have this fear of losing it again? Like you have to find those pieces, but you have to find that no matter the character.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that there is too much of a difference in preparation.
Mm, the Flash married one, so you can
Yay! Okay.
understand. in, in Flash married, which was your favorite scene, or can you just like tell a little bit about your experience on that one?
So that was we filmed that one in Toronto. So that was my first international one. So I was like amazed. Um, let's see. Favorite scenes. Okay. I'm gonna be very open and honest about this one. I have a harder time remembering everything um of the process of Flash Married. I don't know if I have a specific day. I mean, I liked the scenes in the office. The office space we were filming in was really fun. Um, I mean, it was just really, honestly, it was fun to work. That was another team where like the whole crew is like the crew is doing a great job. Um, Loving being in a new place. Luke was wonderful. Luke knew what I was going through and was kind of like helping me just, anchor into every scene, which was super helpful. Um, Honestly, of that whole process, my favorite day was the day off. And that's not because I wasn't enjoying the process. I was. Toronto has this incredible aquarium, and I got to go to the aquarium, and I was just in awe. Like they have this, those like magic carpets, or like the little, like you stand on them and it just like moves. They have one of those that goes through this giant aquarium tank where like it's literally just this tube and you are just surrounded by the water. And so when you look, it literally feels like you were in Finding Nemo. And it like takes 20 minutes to go through the whole thing. I swear to God, I went around I think like 5 times.
Wow.
It was great. I loved it. That was amazing.
Now's the Would You Rather ones.
Ooh, okay.
Those are based on genres.
Okay.
So, would you rather do a comedy or a drama one? Dramatic.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I will go with drama though. That's a tough one.
um, horror or action?
Action.
Ooh, that
I respect horror. Not my favorite.
you knew that pretty quickly.
I don't love horror. Loved Sinners. Sinners is like the first horror movie where I was like, yes. But that's just because it's an amazing piece of art. Yeah, not a big horror person. Give me all the action. That's fine.
The next one are going to find it really hard, I think. Fantasy or rom-com?
That is really hard. Oh. Literally my top two
Yeah,
things.
that's why I combined those.
Okay, I think I will choose fantasy because I've done it less. Like I think there's a lot of rom-com elements that come out in verticals. Not as many fantasy, and I would love to do more fantasy work for sure.
And now the typical vertical one, a vampire or a werewolf?
Oh, that's also a tough one. I think vampire. I think vampire.
Mm, I like I like vampires.
I think because vampires are a bit more cat-like, and I like that sort of
Yeah.
feel. You know, it's fun to play with that.
And then we're already at my last one, and that is, do you want to say something to the viewers who have been watching your shows? Have
Oh my
a
god.
similar conversation or me?
Uh, yes. Just I think one of the biggest joys of stumbling into this vertical world is the community around it. The fact that like you have this page where you're able to talk with all of these actors that everyone is watching and the fans. I don't even like calling them fans, just the viewers, like the community is so engaged and so vocal and so encouraging and kind. And the fact that you guys take time, energy, and money out of your lives to like watch these things, it is it's so incredible. And just thank you so much, because we're storytellers, but storytellers need someone to hear the story. So thank you so much to everyone. Um, Now to you specifically, thank you specifically for being an specific organizer within that space. I'm going to steal something that Nick said in his interview. I just watched it before we came in here, but he had a great point that I completely agree with. You are a creator in this space as much as we are. Like you building this area where the community is able to come together and discuss and share their shared interest and love with it. Because as you're saying, like, you're in the Netherlands, there's like maybe one other person. You're like trying to introduce it to your friends, but the community of people that you can actually share the love for this crazy, wild, dramatic world that we are all in, it's all online.
Yeah.
And it's a strong community. And I love what everyone stands for and what they fight for. And so thank you for being someone who's carving out that space.
Thank you for saying that and for agreeing to go on again.
Of
I
course.
really love that we can like really speak with each other this time.
Yes. Yeah, last time it was a bit crazy on my end. So I'm so glad that we were able to make this more in person option work.
Yeah, me too. because I've been watching yours since ooh, really long at this moment. I don't even remember which one was the first.
So were you watching? Oh yeah, I guess you were watching before Cowboy because
Yeah.
the first one I did was literally like as soon as I got back from that, so that wasn't even out yet. Wow, thank you.
What was
Thank you.
the
So, because I
one?
feel like that was the one when like people were actually starting to like hop on. Um, was it? It must have been one of the other real short, either the My Billionaire Ever After or My Husband Regrets Divorcing Me.
No. The Regrets Divorcing was with Emma, I think, right?
Yes, I
Mhm.
loved working. I would love to work with her again. She's another one where I'm like, oh, can we work together again?
No, even before that,
Let's
I
see if
think
it was
it
before
was
that.
maybe the first one you said.
Maybe was it that because that was back when it was called Galatea rather than Candy Jar.
Yeah, I think it was the.
Oh my god! So you literally watched like some of my first speaking lines on camera.
I think, yeah, I remember because I was like, then, hey, you were like in that one uh, when I was yours with Emma. I was like, I have seen her before.
Wait, that makes me so happy because not many people know that one. I mean, understandably, like it was a smaller, it was an even smaller app then. It was
Yeah,
very new. Uh, and it was my first ever vertical, so I didn't really know what I was doing. So that's amazing. I'm so glad. That makes me really, really happy. Thank you.
I will continue to like support you whenever and wherever I can. So
Thank you. Well,
yeah,
I have two more currently like waiting to come out.
like
And I'm excited about both of them for different reasons. So,
I can't wait to watch
yay.
it. I'm gonna check it out as soon as it's launched.
I mean, obviously I will be posting about it, so you'll know immediately once they're out. But
Exciting.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
said you had questions for me, right? Do you want?
Yes, I do. Okay. Well, so for one, I've been looking at the clock that's behind you, and I'm pretty sure I have the exact same clock in my kitchen. Is it like does it have a green background?
Yeah.
Yep, I think I have literally the exact same clock. Which is funny. But okay. I was gonna ask you how you got into verticals. I know how long, but like how did you discover them and like what caught your attention with them?
um, I saw it on TikTok. I,
Mm,
I still see it on TikTok constantly.
yep.
Like
Oh, they
when
stalked me over there now too.
Marriage Deal was out, I saw you constantly on my For You page, constantly.
Yay!
And I was
That makes me happy.
I already have seen this. But no, I saw it first on TikTok. I love TikTok. I watch TikTok a lot. So that was my first one that I saw TikTok. Um, how do I say that? I'm always confused with the right word.
I can only speak one language, so I am incredibly impressed.
Like the little it's it's advertise thing.
Oh, an ad?
Yeah,
Like an advertisement?
yeah,
Yes.
that word. And that was Lily also right away the first one that I watched. That was a real short one.
That makes sense. That it was real short. They are like the dominant force in this.
And the weirdest title ever, but
Yes, especially the earlier ones were even weirder.
that was pregnant by my ex's dad.
Yeah, yep.
Also an interactive one, so
Sorry?
There was an interactive one. You have two versions of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. I've been hearing about these. How do those play out? Like, are they enjoyable to do the interactive?
Mm, it really depends on like the storyline for me. I
Okay.
think you have good ones because, for example, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. Real Short launched Outplayed, and that's has been my favorite interactive one so
Okay.
far.
Maybe I'll have to check that out then.
It's a really good one and also really new.
Yeah. Very cool.
But the older ones, wow, those depending.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, do you have a vertical that you would say is like your all-time favorite vertical?
um, there are a few that I can watch like 100 times and not get bored.
Yes.
And that is one is Conquers
Okay.
on video. One is that is with Emma. That is You Belong With Me.
Yep. Okay. I'm aware of that one.
Yeah, Daddy, I'm Your Lucky Star on Real Short is another one. A lot of Real Short
Okay.
ones.
Okay. This is good to know.
But if I have to say one example for yours, then
Oh no, 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 no. That's okay.
I have one from you that I can also watch 100 times.
Is that Flash Married?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. That makes me so happy because that one was a really, really fun and cute one to do.
Or the one with Emma. Even
I also kind of love that one. I had so much fun playing that character, Cecilia, I believe.
yeah. Well, that
Oh,
I
I had
still
so much
remember.
fun. Oh, here, fun fact about her. So I talk about how every character has a different playlist. Her character playlist was all K-pop. I don't know. There was something about it that just like brought out that.
It was really funny. My favorite scene from that entire show is the one where she pushed you on like the table.
Yes. Oh my god, I was hoping you were gonna say that one. Yeah, that was so fun.
That is my
I loved
favorite.
that whole like fight scene.
That's my favorite.
Yeah. Pretty satisfying moment too. It's like, yeah,
I was like, yes, go, go.
exactly. So fun. Oh, well, I could probably sit and chat with you for like
Yeah.
hours more. I do unfortunately have
Your
to get moving
audition.
so I can get an audition in. Um, but thank you so much. I know it's really late where you are too, so
Good luck with your auditions. I hope you have a
thank
good
you.
rest of your afternoon. Is it with you? I think.
Yes. Yeah.
And
It's about almost 2:30, so thank you.
I will let you know when I'm gonna post this. But thank you.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. I can't wait to share it as well.
Great. Bye bye.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.